Hey y'all,
Hello, welcome
Hello. Hi,
everyone.
all.
we got Myrtle
Welcome.
again.
Things
3
are
weeks in
better
a
with
row.
Myrtle. Like he brings some class to this operation.
Yeah.
I mean, I just show up.
Did you wear
Myrtle.
a suit last week? I don't think you did. I think
No,
you
No,
were.
I
we're
wore the what the fish
t-
t-shirt Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had my Mystery Snail Guardians t-shirt. Let's show everyone a cut out.
Hey, kitty.
That's a big kitty. It's not
This
Fat
is
Kitty.
well, this is Big Kitty.
It's a big kitty.
Her name is Big Kitty. She's very big.
Very floofy.
Does not like this, but whatever. He's a cat. He has no agency.
Nah.
Oh.
Meow. Well, he does have There we go.
There we go. There's Fat Kitty.
Early cameo.
He's not happy. He's not happy.
Because he was waking up from his nap to head over to his next nap.
There you go, Fat Kitty. I would pick up Dog too. She's right next to me, but she's not. She's not feeling well. She pulled a muscle.
Yeah.
Mistress Annette says, "Send me shirts that fit your cat." Wouldn't that be adorable? I have never put shirts on them, but I mean, they need shirts. I don't know where Tiny Kitty is, but Tiny Kitty she's a skittish kitty.
Mm.
She's a skittish kitty.
It's because she knows she's tiny in that house of large
Tiny.
cats.
She's a tiny. Oh, there she is. She's over there. All the pets are here.
Nice.
No, we have a full quorum.
They heard Myrtle's going to be here, so.
Well, they wanted
They all came around.
Mm-hmm.
Pets love Myrtle.
Cool. Well, yeah. What have y'all been up to?
Well, before we start, can I interrupt? We have someone in chat, and that is Fish Fam Christmas. We should talk about Fish Fam Christmas.
Maybe really should.
Some people don't know about it. Maybe if they do, maybe we should talk about it anyways.
I think we should talk about it all the time because it takes a lot of planning to get this done. So,
well, and a certain bearded man is not talking about it for us.
Indeed.
His job was to talk about it.
It would definitely be helpful.
I mean, Jenna's doing a lot of planning work, but she doesn't have a beard.
Right. And I mean, we get decent numbers for our streams. We don't get those Santa numbers though.
Well, we're not stars. We're we're more, well, except for Myrtle.
No.
So yeah, Fish Fam Christmas. If you're a channel and you stream, you should sign up. Maybe you don't stream much yet, but you're thinking about it. Maybe we could start streaming.
Yep. Eric, for example, he's not a streamer yet, but he is gonna be, and he has signed up for Fish Fam Christmas.
Right, and I'm signed up. I don't stream on my own, but I stream on this channel every week, so I signed up. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And that means I'm eligible to give away a prize. I cannot tell the day I'm giving it away. It will be on one of our streams, so that does narrow it down somewhat.
But it could also be on a pop-up. It could be a Wet Your Plants pop-up.
I mean, you never know. We're wild people. You never know.
Like last year, our giveaway was not on McStreamy Day. We did a pop-up middle of the week at random.
Well, we could be random people. We don't know. But Fish Fam Christmas is putting the link to sign up the spreadsheet. You can also donate prizes. It's a nice way to give back to, give back to everyone. If you have gift certificates are nice. Things that can be shipped internationally are nice because our international friends are also eligible, though there are some gift certificates, of course, that are only eligible for redemption in the U.S. A lot of them are.
Doesn't mean if you are an international winner that you can't take it, because you can certainly take it and use it for your own giveaway, or
or you could sell it.
See if somebody wants to buy it.
Right. And international people, you can donate things too. You can donate to things that Americans don't have access to. Turn the tables on us for once.
Mm-hmm.
You know, donate to some Australian stores that you like. to give away on your stream or someone else's stream. So will I be donating fat? I assume you mean kitty.
Fat
No,
fishy
I'm gonna
man.
give you big kitty. I'm kind of annoyed with him, but not fat kitty. Not fat kitty. When he had fleas, I thought about it.
Yeah.
He's better now. So, anyways, subscribe to Fish Fam Christmas. If
Definitely.
you haven't done so already, there will be updates on there on what to do. And, hopefully Santa will come back real soon to help us, because we can't do this without our Santa.
No, and it can't be successful, and it can't be promoted properly unless we have a Santa promoting it like he did last year.
Right.
Otherwise-
I mean, we're just elves.
Mhm.
I'm not even an elf. I'm like an elf groupie. So, but anyways, that's Fish Fam Christmas.
Anybody can be an elf. Nobody can pull off the elf costume like Eric, though.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
that's so true.
We got plans for him.
It's just fun to put Eric in a costume
Hmm.
with his
And
Rico.
he's so willing to help. It's like, hey, can you wear this and say some things? Okay.
I mean, Jenna's like, I'll do the spreadsheets. Why don't you just wear the ridiculous outfit?
Nice.
That's division of labor. Oh, so Lillian, she hit 1,000 subscribers.
She hit
Ooh,
1,000
congratulations.
subscribers, and
what does she have on her channel? I think I'm subscribed. Sorry, Lillian, I've never looked.
she does. So it's this app called Gotcha Life, and I don't claim to understand exactly what all you can do on the app, but I know you can certainly design characters, make them move their mouths and have emotions and settings and stuff. And so she just creates videos and scenarios out of that.
Wow. Well, congratulations. I'm probably too elderly to be part of your regular audience, but congratulations.
Me too.
Children can't be monetized, right?
Nah. And you also need the watch hours. And she's 11 years old, so she's not going to be streaming for watch hours.
But congratulations. That's a big accomplishment.
She did that completely on her own too. Like, I didn't help her with her YouTube channel. I don't help her with the videos or SEO or any of that. So
good job. Way to
totally
go.
her.
Way to go.
It's not that I refuse to help her. It's just she don't need it.
She didn't. She
Yep,
doesn't
she's awesome at this.
She's got her own. She's got her own game. She's doing it. Yeah.
So Jenna said we should talk about the videos that we want to play at the Clash.
Right.
Rico's bringing a TV, and in the YouTuber booth at the Clash, there will be just like a video or a playlist rather of all of Clash goers and people who contributed to the Clash from Fish Fam, all their tanks. So 3 to 5 minute video. You can put your logo in the corner of it if you want, just to kind of showcase to people at the Clash that YouTubers are not just like keeping giant fish in little bitty containers for views and taking them down water slides and feeding big fish to other big fish.
I don't even take myself down a water slide, so it's a bad idea.
So I think we have 7 so far.
And it can be videos you already have made. You could just give Jenna the link, right?
I saw Shelby came in here. I bet they could take some footage of the 6 billion shrimp tanks that they have in their house.
Oh, that would look really cool.
They really would.
Would like to see that, and then they probably want to buy from you, which would probably be good for you. So.
Yeah, you can put a little note at the bottom of the video as it's playing, like check out Garden of Eden vendor booth.
Yeah.
Around the corner or wherever it might be in the vicinity. They're selling at the Clash.
Well, that'll be really cool. So get that to Jenna. Otherwise, she will come after you.
Uh-huh.
You don't want that.
You don't, yeah.
No one wants that. Yeah. Well, should we do we have any more business to attend to?
I don't believe so. Fish Fam Christmas. Sign up if you stream or want to stream, and donate to help us do these awesome giveaways. And film a video for the Clash. But don't give them to Jenna, give them to Rico.
Oh, thank you, Jenna. Good call. Jenna's got enough going on. Give them to Rico. And then maybe Rico could start streaming again because I miss you.
Yep, we all miss Rico.
It's about me, Rico. I miss you. Come back.
I miss him more.
I miss him the mostest, so I win.
Every night I cry myself to sleep, sobbing tears into Fat Kitty's belly. Annette asked, "Can Fat Kitty help me pack?" He is not really good at useful things, unless the thing you need done is take a nap or snuggle. I mean, he'll help you change your sheets, and by help, I mean like get
Sit
in
on the bed and then, yeah.
He loves doing that. He also likes to help with water changes because he likes to chase the bubbles in the python. That's very fun. He's, he doesn't really have a job. It's a problem. So, business, I think, is attended to.
Yep. And Whip was asking how long of a video. Yeah, Jenna got it 2 to 3 minutes. So
Jenna's on it.
Alrighty.
She's a pro.
So we want to talk a little bit about immersed grown plants before we get started.
So I kind of wanted to start in maybe why I suggested this topic. And this is for you, Whip. This is for you. This is all about you. Because I thought this would really help you. I know you've been struggling growing plants in your tank. Your water is really hard. I get that. But immersed plants can give you some real beauty in your home, and they can remove a lot of nitrates and ammonia and waste from your water. It can make your fish healthier. And in a lot of ways, they're a lot easier, and they don't really care about how hard your water is. They don't care at all. It's some of the easiest plant growing ever because it's easier than growing a regular house plant because you don't have to remember to water them.
Yep.
So, that said, should we take a tour? I have a lot of immersed grown plants. I'm going to take my camera. Let's go up here. So, unfortunately, the sun is backlit, so it's harder for you to see. But you can see I have a whole bunch of things on the top of this tank. So I have a lid on my tank. I have rainbows. You have to have a lid for rainbows or your life will be sad. So everything is growing out this 2-inch gap or so in the back. And I planted these year and a half ago. So this is not an immersed plant. This is just setting here. That's a house plant. And this is a hanging house plant. But everything else you see here is immersed grown plants. So including this massive caladium. And it's all growing out this little gap here. So, I mean, they've been doing really well. I actually ripped a plant out of this little gap right here last night because I'm going to put something else there and I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm going to take you back. All right, so that was your tour. So I also have houseplants growing out of this one, but the light is not really very good right here. It's a little too shadowy. So
they just pothos back there?
Yeah, it has not grown much. I could get these houseplants to grow a ton better if I would put a cheap little pendant light over it. Nothing fancy, just a cheap grow light from Amazon or Home Depot. It doesn't have to cost anything. Or it can be by a window. These are by a window. It doesn't get super great light. It is east facing, but there's a garage blocking it. So we will talk about that, Snoochie Booch. We'll talk about just how I do it. But Yeah, so I've really had a lot of fun growing houseplants. So first of all, let's talk about how to select a good houseplant. I would recommend, if you have the option, to go to a houseplant store. If you have one, I have one 2 blocks from my house. I can actually just walk to the houseplant store, and I just ask them what does well with wet feet. So you don't want to use succulents, don't want to use cacti, don't want to use anything that likes to be dry, but anything else, just try it. Just try it. It will probably do okay. Some things that I've done, and some things I've done in my pond too, so I know they'll work. I've done caladiums, alocasia, colocasia, those are elephant ears, monstera. Pothos is the world's easiest plant to grow. If you can grow nothing else, get some pothos.
Yep.
And it's
Pothos working for me in my fish room by the window.
Yeah, and that you can get to root from a cutting. Other things, probably dracaenas would be okay. They can have wet feet. Peperomias, mine are not doing super great. They like to be a little bit drier. One that went insane was Hippoestes. It's called polka dot plant. That's the one I ripped out. It was just getting a little leggy because the light is not super great there. Again, if I put a light on it, it would do better, but I don't know. I don't really feel like it. Just don't feel like it. I just want this to be easy.
So what are those plants, especially on your 90, when you have so many of them? How often do you even test your nitrates just to see what it's taking out of the water?
I don't. This tank is so stable. I don't really care. I mean, if I fertilize more, the stuff in there will grow more. There's a pretty heavy fish load, but there's a pretty heavy plant load. It will suck down easy green like no one's business because there's immersed grown plants and there's submersed grown plants. Immersed plants will use up all the nutrients that are there, especially if there's decent light, because they'll grow faster. So for terrestrial plants, the rate limiting steps are light and water. Well, if their feet are wet, they have all the water they want. And so it's just how much light that they get. Some houseplants don't like super bright light. Most of them don't. Most of them like dimmer light. But if I put even more light on there, they would grow even faster because that window is not super great. So your underwater plants, they're not limited for water either. They might be limited for light, but they're certainly limited for CO2.
Yeah.
That's their biggest limitation. And even if you inject CO2, you cannot compare to the atmosphere. And so that's why hydroponic plants grow like mad. So you can also grow your aquarium plants out of the water. You can let them just grow out. You can grow swords. Is that Bacopa?
Yeah, you've got Bacopa manieri, and there's some, what do you think? Lobelia cardinalis, and 2 types of Ludwigia.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those things are popular pond plants. Bacopa caroliniana, I grow Bacopa caroliniana in my pond, and it does quite well.
Bacopa is one of those, like, there's some of these plants where you kind of have to like train them to go out of the water because they just want to like go across. But like Bacopa, the stem is so thick, it holds a lot of moisture. It has no problem. It just keeps going.
Yeah, and a lot of plants, when they go from submersed to immersed, like they'll kind of dry out and get crunchy, and the leaves will die in that portion, and then it will put out new ones.
Yep.
So Whip says, do you watch KG Tropicals regularly? Lisa had a gorgeous white plant. I don't recall what it was, but I can ask her. It had broad leaves. I wonder if that would do well. I don't know. That could be a lot of plants. Let me know what it is, and I'll let you know. Lisa is kind of a houseplant collector. It might be an expensive plant. Maybe try cheap plants. So, until you get the hang of it a little. These are all cheap plants. But if you do want to try some expensive plants, like if you want to get a pink princess philodendron, it'll grow well. I have a regular cheap philodendron growing out of here. It does good. So I'm just not going to buy a $200 plant.
So what am I looking at now, Myrtle? Is that like a lid on your tank?
No, that's the light that I have on there. I just taped up some of the blue lights because there was too much blue for my liking. So I
Oh,
put black paper and then tape across for the blue lights. That's just, yeah.
gotcha.
They just grew right out of your tank.
Yeah.
Yep.
That doesn't
I
really
let
happen
them.
for me because I have lids. Lids.
Yeah.
I got lids, but the Bacopa, if there's like a gap, it's like I'll grow
It'll
right out
find
of
its
there.
way. Yep.
Yeah, it'll go right out. And if you want flowers, you'll get more immersed. And some
Mhm.
plants, some pogostemons have really gorgeous purple flowers.
Yep.
Lobelia cardinalis has red flowers. It's cardinal flower. Bacopas have tiny blue flowers that are pretty. It just depends how much light you have in your window.
Mhm.
Yeah. Is that Rotala down there too?
Yep. In
Or
the
is
bottom, there's Rotala. None of that's growing immersed in this picture, I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Rotala, I've been trying to get that to grow more immersed in the scape behind me, the one for Alex's the contest last year.
Mhm.
The I have pearlweed in there. Pearlweed is nice, bushy out of the top, and the Rotala just still like kind of just wants to grow off to the side. I plant a few tufts of it on top of it.
you just want it to
Still,
be a little more. You want more humidity for Rotala to grow up, and then you want to nudge the top of the stems up out of the water. Otherwise, they just keep curling, and they'll just grow longer inside the
It's
water.
got
You
a
want to nudge it up.
really
Yeah.
tender, weak stems.
Mhm.
You can also just, which we'll show you in a minute, you could just plant it higher up.
Mhm.
yeah, you can also use plants like the Bacopa, or like I've got driftwood coming out of the top. You can use that as like scaffolding for the plants that
Yeah.
need a little help to be hoisted up there. So I
Yeah,
have
that
that
would work.
going. I have like the hydrocotyl tripartita is actually growing immersed just like across the group of pearlweed that's
Yeah,
already out.
that can look really cool. I
Hmm.
think before Lucas Bretz moved, he had a huge like island of hydrocotyle Chapardita Japan growing. It looks pretty cool. I mostly just do house plants because I want to do something different than what's in my tank.
Mhm.
You know, like it's kind of a different experience for me. And I can't have a lot of house plants because Fat Kitty destroys them. But he doesn't jump on the tanks. I don't know why. He's a murderer of houseplants. He's killed so many houseplants.
It's the only motivation he has.
Nice. It's true. He's a murderer. But I had in my house before I got him probably like 30 or 40 houseplants, and they looked amazing. He just shredded them all.
What kind of Rotala is this?
Pink?
That's yep, Ceylon pink is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
From that list, yeah.
There's so many Rotalas.
Yeah.
If you have more than one in one tank, they're all just Rotala. You can't tell them
I
apart.
know.
Yeah.
And
lot
a
of
different seller would
marketing.
have. Yep, different sellers have different names for the same thing. Like
Yeah, rotundifolia has like a million
Like
variations.
orange juice and orange.
Yep.
And I mean, it's just whatever. I
And then
have
you throw in the words like
raw.
type 1, type 2, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen aquascapers use like try to do a gradient sort of thing. I'm like, I can't tell the difference between them.
Yeah.
I guess that's the point. So Zenny says the Aponogeton olvaceus was the first thing that ever grew out of the top of my discus tank and flowered. Vine-looking thing, not even upright. That's interesting. My Aponogetons flowered. They have really interesting. So it puts out two like inflorescences. That means a group of flower, and one is male and one is female, and they will
intertwine and then
they will fertilize each other that way, which is kind of cool. The thing flowered like mad.
Yep.
What kind of flower is this? I didn't get to look at your notes.
This one would be Ludwigia arcuata.
Oh, okay.
Because it's in the evening primrose family, which I forgot about. Onagraceae.
That's Pennywort, Brazilian Pennywort. hydrocotyl something. I forgot the scientific name.
That's a pretty one though.
Mm-hmm.
So Whip says, I have 0 light. My fish room is in the basement and there is no windows or doors. Dee says, go get a cheap grow light from Lowe's. That's exactly right. There are so many, because houseplants are so trendy right now. You can get house lights super cheap for houseplant lights. They probably have them at Lowe's. They have them on Amazon. You don't need an expensive one. Put it on a timer. You can use like one of those Casa timers, and they work good. You can get one that's like a pendant that you can like have pointing over your tank, or there's lots of different things you could do. But you don't have to spend a ton of money.
Or if you've got a bunch of, if you're like me and you have all these racks with all these planted tank lights anyway, and then I've got the southern facing window, so like the pothos wants to grow towards some of my other tank lights as well as to the window. I need to figure out, because it's getting long, so I need to hang it or something.
Yeah, or you can just prune it and it'll grow bushier, because if you remove the apical dominance from a plant, which like pinching off the tip, it will bush out more. So if it's annoying you, just cut it.
Yeah, I could do that, and then they plant from they root from cuttings, right? So you just
they can, and so you can put them in other tanks. You can give them away. So philodendrons, you can do the same thing with too. I have a philodendron on this side that was trying to grow behind a tank. That was not going well. I recently just cut it, but
that's a Bacopa flower, I assume.
Yep, Bacopa Monieri. Yep.
Yeah, it's not Caroliniana is blue.
Yeah, I've had a Caroliniana flower.
That one flowers outside for me because I grow that one in my pond.
No, nice. You got it right before it opened.
Little bud.
Oh, this is an interesting flower. It's really tiny, so I had to use macro lenses, and still it's not that clear. This is Hydrocotyl Typercheta Japan. It's a flower for that one.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever seen mine flower, or else my eyes suck really bad, and I just
no,
don't
they're
notice
really
it.
tiny.
Yeah, I can tell because it looks like a impressionist painting on my screen.
Yeah.
I mean, even duckweed can flower, but I mean, my eyes are not that good.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know duckweed flowers.
It can. I mean, the flowers are so tiny.
Wolfia can flower too, can it?
Yes, but it really doesn't much, and the flowers are so tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, those usually just reproduce vegetatively because they're so good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for the slideshow, Myrtle. You're super prepared.
Anytime.
I'm missing a codec for this.
Oh no! Oh, those are the iPhone photos, then I guess. That's another Ludwig arcuata.
Nice.
This is a hybrid flower. It's Ludwigia x lacustris, which I forgot which two Ludwigias hybridized to make. It's a natural hybrid, but
is it arcuata and repens? Isn't it? Or no?
No, I think that's a different Ludwigia.
That's a different one. There's so many Ludwigias.
Yep, there's a whole bunch of hybrids. Yeah.
A lot of those are native to the United States too.
Yep, eastern United States. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Myrtle informed me that the stuff that I have been sending to members that I was labeling as Ludwigia ovalis is not in fact ovalis. But I've never had proper ovalis, and so the one I bought was just mislabeled. The leaves are apparently too narrow to be ovalis.
Yeah, the ovalis too long. has oval leaves.
Yeah, these are more. I don't know.
Was it arcuata?
It's closer. I'm thinking it's a hybrid between Ludwigia brevites and something else.
Oh,
because it's got that shape, but it's not exactly that shape.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Maybe it's a hybrid with repens.
Could be.
I'm just gonna label it as Ludwigia SP then.
Yep. Yeah. And this flower is gonna be an infertile one because Ludwigia lacustris is very infertile in flowers. Very rarely is it a fertile hybrid.
Oh. Okay. This is end of this Slideshow. Growing in salad containers. Okay.
Wow. That looks very very nutritious as a salad.
Yummy.
Do you
There's a
make
whole bunch of that.
smoothies with it? I mean,
I mean, you could if you want. But yeah, this one's got some duckweed just to clean up the algae in the bottom of the water. That reddish yellow stuff is Ludwigia inclinata. Really hard to grow. Like you have to keep it humid 24/7, otherwise it's going to dry out immediately. And then you've got some Pennywort in there.
Oh, this stuff right here.
Oh, that's easy to grow. Pennywort. That's
and
a
then
weed.
Yep, and then the green thing in the water next to the duckweed, that's one of the Aponagete and Robinsoniae starters that I had. This is from a long time ago, so that was the first one I had.
I've never seen that one in person.
Yep, I don't know if anyone who has it.
Yeah.
In the States or around the world. I think I'm the only one who has it. Well, I hope I'm not the only one who has it, but yeah. And the only documentation you can find on that plant is like old government class, like when they classify ID the plant itself, they have a dried up plant on a piece of paper with arrows pointing at different parts of the plant. That's the only documentation I can find for it.
So that and like Area 51, government secrets.
Yep.
I sure as shit hope I don't kill it.
Yeah.
All
right, so in the center of the picture, you've got Ludwigia arcuata. In the center back, you've got Lobelia cardinalis just starting out. The left, I think, is also Ludwigia arcuata. The bottom right corner, that would be Ludwigia ex lacustris. The bottom right, sorry.
Oh.
And that's all growing in like the container, the plastic containers you get spinach or like salad greens in. They're filled up with like an inch of water with filter sponges on the bottom just to be something for the root media to grow in.
Nice.
Yep.
So
and an air stone to keep the water flowing.
Winky asks, as long as only the roots are underwater, are spider plants safe to use in our aquariums? Actually, wouldn't that make a kick-ass floating at the waterline plant? Yeah, people grow spider plants all the time. That should be fine.
Yeah. The roots will get large, so you want to like make sure there's no plants underneath, because spider plants love to make humongous root balls.
Yeah. Eric, why rock?
Eric.
Lance.
Eric.
Lance.
Eric.
Thank you, Eric. I hope you're feeling better, Eric. Missed you at game night.
I didn't know you were sick. Get well soon.
Hope you're feeling better, Eric.
Yeah, I don't really like the way spider plants look, but they're super easy to root in water, and you can probably get some from a friend. Because if one person has a spider plant, they share it with everyone they know. So, that and aloe vera, but don't try to grow aloe vera out of your tank. That's, no.
Yeah, I think it doesn't want that much water.
Eric.
Again, soon. Oh my God, it really is. Thank you, Eric, again. Yeah, man. So our flight is Thursday evening. Hell, Bex and Kyle are leaving tomorrow at like some ungodly, obscene, horrific hour that should not be used for leaving the house ever. But they've got a long drive, a long 2-day drive ahead of them.
That's why I didn't drive out to Colorado, because
that's a good choice.
Yeah, it's even longer for.
Oh, yeah, God.
It's even further. I am west of Pennsylvania by a good bit.
Jason uses member milestone chat soon.
So Jeremy says, I feel like I have aloe vera in my bog filter. Maybe you do. It's probably not as happy as it could be. That's a plant that so I had an aloe vera plant that I didn't water for 2 years and it still kept growing. It likes to be dry, but it's also very hard to kill. So it would not be my first choice. Let's put it that way.
Is that aromatica? No.
Nope, that's just arcuata in its submerged form. I lay it up a little bit so that all the nodes across the whole stem start sprouting off immersed shoots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's just the underside of the leaves. That's why it looks red.
Ah, gotcha. Copa.
The more Bacopa, Inclinata, Ludwigia. And then that stuff in the center frame, the greenish brown, that's Hygrophilus sp. brown. I don't know if there's any more pictures of that one, but it gets greener as it goes immersed. So.
Less brown.
Mm-hmm. And if you go back 2 pictures, there was another plant that I forgot to mention. Yep. So in the bottom, in the corner right, upper corner right, that green plant is Lindernia. What's it called? Lindernia rotundifolia. I believe it was sold as variegated, but I think it's not variegated because it doesn't have any variegation, even in highest CO2. So it's just a regular Lindernia rotundifolia.
Oh, yeah. I just went right past it thinking it was Bacopa.
Yeah,
No,
so,
it looks similar.
Winky, you can just take the babies and you can root them directly in your aquarium water.
Mm-hmm.
You just need a way to suspend them, which we will talk about in just a minute because I'm going to give a live demonstration.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get that going. Is there another one?
This is just yep. That's a flower for Lindernia rotundifolia. Before it blooms, it looks very phallic. So I did not post that picture, but I do have pictures of this flower looking very phallic.
Well, you can just private message those to me, and I'll disseminate them to appropriate audiences.
All right. Here's some more Ludwigia inclinata.
Nice.
Some more. Oh, there's one of those flowers that look phallic right beneath the upper flower.
Okay.
So
And
Eric Wyrock says,
inclinata.
OMG, 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 I got my money word to bloom. Mazel tov.
Nice.
All right.
Way to go. Immersed growth and a little sunlight. That's an easy one to flower. Mazel tov.
And here's Ludwigia's Archiwada's flower just before it blooms completely. Lobelia cardinalis and Ludwigia archiwada.
Nice.
Hi, Brookley.
Hey, Brookley.
Brookley.
Fix your filter, Brookley.
The filter works just fine. It's on the wrong side of the tank right now.
Before some kid or pet knocks it over. Floods the house.
I've got my 407 on the rack right next to the tank it's going to, and that's
precarious enough.
Taken. Well, nothing will knock it over, but I don't know. I'm not super happy with having it right there, but I don't have any more room.
I get that. I have a canister filter directly next to a tank too, because it's not a proper stand. It's not ideal, but it's not really a traffic spot. So.
All right, so center stage, that is Limnophila Aquatica, which is a giant version of Limnosecilliflora. It does not like to grow immersed, but I tried, and that's all I could get out of 3 months. It just wants way more humid water. Humid air, not humid water.
It's hard in a dorm. Dorms are always really dry.
No. This is at home. I don't have any immersed stuff growing at my dorm.
Okay.
This is all.
Dorms are always super dry.
Yeah. Yep. And these are all at least a year or two old. I don't have anything growing immersed right now.
And so that kind of brings up a good point. A lot of these aquarium plants, to get them to grow immersed, some of them need a lot of humidity, which you probably don't have in your house in the winter, which is why if you use house plants, which
you
are
have them longer,
you'll have you might have more success. So just food for thought.
Okay. So that's the last one. All right. Well, let's move on to the demo.
Okay.
So Oinky says, anyone have a good suggestion for, I'm thinking, is potassium deficient Java ferns? The leaves have lots of black holes and then turn yellow. Using API leaf zone and API CO2 booster doesn't seem enough. Well, it's not.
No, it's not. So API CO2 booster doesn't do jack shit.
Nah, it's a waste of
That's
money.
just an algicide. So, and it's probably not good for your fish either. I would not use it. API leaf zone is pretty. It's pretty dilute. If you want to do something easy, you could just use Easy Green. You could also use Nylock G. You can dose dry, like Myrtle is holding up. You can buy
Yep.
that.
You can buy a
I've
5
got
pound
one.
bag of that on Amazon for
Has
not
some
very
sulfate.
much.
There's one, two. That one is from GLA.
You can
It's
buy a
also-
fancy jar of it for
Well, but here's the
$100.
thing.
I don't
It was not $100. I think it was $7. The thing is then you can refill the jar, which is quite
True.
convenient. So, and this lasts me forever. I don't have that many tanks. But if you just give them a little more give them Easy Green, that has more potassium in it. Just follow the package directions, see how it goes. I don't think that it's just potassium deficiency when your Java ferns look like trash. They need a lot of nutrients in general. And if you just add more Easy Green or something like that, they'll get better too.
Yeah, Nylock G Thrive, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, people always classify Java ferns as slow growing plants, but they're not. If you give them decent light and CO2, they grow fast. I mean, I can produce Java fern clusters the size of my head.
But if they're not in CO, it's a slow grower because Java fern is called a low tech plant. So most people who are buying Java fern are buying it because they have the basics of like low lighting and no CO2.
But it won't grow super fast.
No, it doesn't look all that great unless you are like really, really diligent about feeding it.
Right. It's also going to look better if you have better water. I mean, if you're Fishymon, your Java ferns will look great without injecting CO2 because his KH is so low. Fishymon has magic water. So, anyways, should we do our demonstration?
Go for it.
I came prepared, guys. So, in my tank, so at the back of the aquarium, I'm hanging these baskets. And I get them from Etsy. I don't know if you can read that. It would be backwards. They're called Apothecary.
Yeah. Brooklyn gave me some of those, and then I didn't use them, so she took them back. But yeah, she has a bunch of different kinds like that.
Yes. So you can adjust the height that they hang at. I have them hang all the way down, or yeah, pretty much all the way down. They're adjustable, but they're just these black plastic baskets. They're a little spendy, but they're a little cheaper if you buy them in 3-packs. And then what I do, because I have a lid, there's that like 2-inch gap in the back. So I just plant in the very, very back of the basket. So, and it's filled with this stuff. Let's see if you can see. They look like, I don't know, cocoa pebbles or something. So this is called Leca, Leca. Sometimes it's also called Hydroton. And it's just expanded clay media. So they're really lightweight, little clay balls. You can get this on Amazon. It's very cheap. You don't need any fancy substrate. Don't use aqua soil. It's very heavy. And you don't need it. Just use this stuff. It's very cheap and easy to use. Fill the basket most of the way. I leave some room at the top. And then I have a plant. So this is a Monstera adansonii, which is also known as Swiss cheese plant. So Mark Strollson said he's growing this. I'm like, I should grow that too. I had this in a planter outside, but I don't think it was getting any light because it was too shaded. So I'm going to try it in here. And what I did was I took it out and I mostly rinsed it. And you want to do this because houseplants always have like little white balls in them, and that's perlite. And it won't hurt your tank, but it's annoying because it will float up on the surface and it will drive you insane. And also you don't want all the particles of dirt in your tank. Like, try to get it mostly clean. Don't go insane because you'll damage the roots, but just rinse it under the tap or the hose. And then I'm going to plant this and, I don't know, toward the back of it. Let's see. A little too much. Got in here. Sorry, I can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just removing some of the leca from it, and I'm just tucking it in the back of the thing, because I want it to stick out the top of my tank. But I use a lid. If you don't use a lid, it doesn't matter. You can just plant it in there. It's fine.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna cover the roots. Doesn't have to be perfect.
And this is probably more like for the pothos. I don't do any of this. I just
You don't
just shoved into the water and
you
dangle
don't
it.
have to. But I'll say this: if you use these little baskets, you will get lusher growth, and you can grow more stuff. For the pothos I have there, I just have it in a little clip, because that Potho Carry company also makes little pothos clips that work really well too.
Yep, they also make for thick stems or like bamboo. They have little holders.
Yeah, and I mean, I appreciate it because I am not good at DIYing things. There are many, many things you could DIY if you were a clever person, but I am not. If you're a person who likes to DIY little holders, like, go forth and do it. But I'm not. So you don't want like the crown of the plant like completely shoved in there. Because this can't live completely submersed. This is not like an aquarium plant. It can have wet feet, but you can't just plant this in your aquarium. It's not going to be happy. So then it will just hang in my tank along the side. And after the stream is over, I'll put it in there, because I have to take off the lid to do that. But until then, I'm going to just put it back in this bowl of water so it's happy. And then we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'll give you an update. I don't know if it'll get enough light there or not. I mean, I could always put a light on there. In the winter especially, it's kind of dim there.
Which tank is it going in?
The 90.
Okay.
90. I like to grow my house plants there.
You said that's a western facing window?
It is, but there's a big garage there, and the dark times are coming.
The dark times.
The dark times are coming. So I don't know how well they'll do, but your room lights are not really enough to grow most houseplants. You either need a window, or you could just get a cheap houseplant light from Lowe's. Houseplants are so popular right now. LEDs are so cheap. You have lots of options.
My pothos is in a southern facing window.
It gets so there you go.
Light, but
it's probably doing pretty well.
I mean, there is another house in the way.
Oh yeah.
But it's all right.
Yeah, that's if there weren't. Wait, is that west facing? Yeah, that's west facing, but there's a huge garage in the way, so it does what it does. It's some things do okay up there. If honestly, I mean, maybe I will put a pendant on it. I don't know. Who can say?
Yep.
I mean, I would probably, if I did put a pendant, put one with like a gooseneck arm between the tanks, and then have it one shining over there and like one shining over here.
Cool. Good idea.
One thing is these baskets do block some of the light in the back of your tank. It's just something to be aware of. I can still grow plenty of things. I have a lot of crypts back there. They don't care. But,
right.
Just be aware of it. So it's been a lot of fun for me. It just, it doesn't photograph real well because of the backlighting. So people don't always get to see, that aspect of my tank, but it's certainly enjoyable in my home, and it's healthy for the fish too. So Zenny says I have 2 spots I can plant my your pink flamingo crypt with stratum and a sand cap. One spot is in the back and off to the side, and one is front dead center. Is that one better? I don't know. Probably the one that gets decent light is better and gets decent flow.
Mhm.
You need the light and the flow without the CO2 because
Yeah.
you don't want algae on that crypt pink flamingo, or else you just lost $30.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and it's never, even if you don't lose it, it's probably not going to look as pink and bright unless you have Fishimon water.
Yeah.
But he has very low KH, and I don't. You don't. Some people here do. Eakins does. But, we don't. So Eduardo says, I'm excited, but I have a billion things going on right now that once I am on the plane, I'll be Butters. All right. Well, have fun.
With even flow, thoughts
And
are
Paul
right.
says it's already dropping to around 53 at night for me. Yeah, it's going to start getting cold here
Mhm.
too. We might do a Winterize Your Pond episode pretty soon, which
Yeah.
makes me super sad, but
And then winter lasts a little bit longer for you.
sad.
You didn't
Yeah.
get to plant anything until like June or something, or May, right? It was
Yeah, usually around the soonest I can do it is maybe mid-May. And yeah, I usually get it going around Memorial Day. And I put it off as long as I can. I'll be winterizing it sometime in October, definitely before Halloween. We'll have frost before then. Once there's frost, like you have to address things because all the leaves will die.
Mhm.
I mean, the plants, not all of them will die, but many will. Oh, and Bex brings it up. We have to get together about our rainbow fish stream. Yes, we do. Bex and I we're gonna do a stream where we pick her fish and we talk about rainbow fish. So that's exciting.
oh, it's rainbow fish shopping. That's always exciting.
It is always exciting. And I love making people spend money.
Yes, you do.
Stephen will just be relieved it's not him.
I have not bought a third light for my 90 though. I don't think I need it.
Well, your tank is different dimensions.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's 17 inches depth. It's still tall.
Mine is it's more front to back. So that's why I have 3 and I don't regret it at all. I don't know, sometimes I think about putting a 4th on there.
Oh my god. Oh,
And
then you
at
won't need a
certain point,
lid.
it would be just easier just to get a Chihiro's fixture for it.
You could just get rid of the lid entirely and just the whole
Just
thing
make-
is covered in
Well,
lights.
that's true, yeah.
I mean, that's what I have on my 30 right now. There's no lid. It's just
Yeah.
2 lights are covering the front and back of the tank.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's never any algae in that tank. It really just can soak up a lot of light. It's because it's pretty deep. So, and the Fluval 3.0s are just not the brightest fixture. I like them. They weren't good. There's many features about them I like. However, they're not, and if you have a shallow tank, it's fine. But
They're meant to be an all-around light and not a specialized light.
I do wish they were wider.
Yeah.
Because if the Chihiros ones are a better value, if you have to buy 2 of them, you might as well have gotten 1 Chihiros, which just has a better front to back coverage. So, they're so much brighter too. So much brighter. But, I like
Terry, welcome to membership.
Welcome, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you for joining. Eduardo says it's raining there and 84 degrees. It's still it's 80 degrees here, but in 2 days we start cooling off. And our leaves are turning, and I've been sending pictures to Brooklyn because Brooklyn has never seen fall leaves. She's never been north of Memphis. So when she comes to Aquashella, Chicago, she gets to see the autumn leaves.
Nice.
I don't know, Jenna, have you seen autumn leaves before? Is this your first time, or?
I don't know. I'm trying to think if I have, because I feel like I've
You,
been to Pennsylvania in the summer.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
would think
not the
you,
summer, the winter. I've been
yeah.
to been to Seattle in the summer.
I mean, you would remember it
Yeah.
because, like, especially in Pennsylvania, it's striking. They have a lot of sugar maples and they're bright
Mhm.
orange. It's pretty,
Nice.
yeah. So that'll be exciting for both my Southerners to see that.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of snow here either. I mean, it's
No, no. I mean,
never
it
been in an
doesn't
earthquake.
really. Yeah, we don't have earthquakes. It doesn't really snow that much here compared to Iowa and Wisconsin and Minnesota, but it's just miserable. It sucks. I mean, it snows way more than there, but yeah. So Ben says falls in the north are very colorful. That's true. It's a beautiful time of the year. It really is. And it's, if you're from the South, you should experience it at least once. It is a nice thing. It's worth it.
Sweet.
So Eduardo says, Kelley, that canister usage is really cool. Works wonders on nitrates when the roots expand. Very true. I like these little things. Oh, I was going to mention one thing. There's some people who like to plant house plants or pothos in their hang-on back filters. I think that would work okay. The only thing is you need to make sure that
The
the
roots
roots
don't get into the
are
impeller.
color. So you need to do maintenance. You need to watch it. Otherwise, you're going to break your filter.
I had a lot of hygrophila planted in the sump on the 7-gallon. I mean, the problem with that, the roots get all up in the media. The pump is not all that powerful. The sump is small. The roots were literally clogging the flow of the water. I had to pull them all out, and you pull everything out, trim it, and then the hygrophila gets real sad.
Yeah. Now, if you have a broken hang on the back filter, you could go ahead and use that.
Sure.
Because then it's just a reservoir.
Exactly.
It can work really well for you. So, but I like these baskets. They're like $18 and they work so well. And then the Lika is very cheap. You can get a bag of it, I don't know, about that big for $8-10 or something. It's very inexpensive.
Terry finally got his pink flamingo out of the rock wool and into the substrate.
All right.
But it was going to die in the rock wool, Terry. The roots were going to rot. So
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's Zenny, just do it. Just do it. You know what? I guarantee you have wasted $30 before. I mean,
yep, you got nothing to lose except another $30.
I mean, you have children; they're money pits. I mean, you've thrown away all kinds of money. What's another $30?
Okay, hey, it's 5:00.
Yeah, so everyone going over to
Fantastic
Freaks. You're streaming, I'm assuming.
I believe so.
I think so. Well, any last questions from everyone? I hope you guys all try this, because if you failed at other plants, this could be it for you. And it's beautiful, and it cleans your water for your fish, and it's really a beautiful thing to look at in your home. I think that it can be a really nice thing. So try it. Just get some cheap house plants from Walmart. They go on clearance all the time. Give it a shot.
Fluval fry boxes, hard to break air power. Good one. Yep. Scotty Aquati says Morgantown Saturday night is going to be 44 degrees. Just letting you know. That's perfect sleeping weather. I ain't afraid of no 44 degrees.
Colder the better.
But I mean, because like first it's 44, but then it's 34, and then it's 24, and then oh my God, it's 10 below zero. Like, I'm not happy about this.
Nah, 44. That's just Louisiana winter.
I mean, Steven, I'm just gonna show up around the first week of March, a pale and crying mess. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired of being cold. Just gonna show up there.
March, it'll be almost creeping up to the 80s here.
I know, it'll be great.
You'll miss the best part of Louisiana weather, which is like late February. It's about 4 days where it's
That is
like
like the,
nice 60s and 70s.
that's the worst part of Indiana weather is February, I think, because you're so tired of winter. It's often the coldest.
Yeah.
It's really, man. So I always go on vacation in January to the tropics, but I think I need a second. I think I need a second trip. It's getting hard on me the older I get. My bones hurt. My bones hurt.
Oh yeah, I get that.
So Zenny says her husband says to go to Home Depot on Sundays, and the ones that are sick looking, I'm assuming you mean house plants and not like, I don't know, employees or something.
Please.
To basically give away. And often they're still good if you're afraid to eat and waste money and kill plants. Yeah, and you know what? They'll probably come back. Yeah, Ben, I hate winter in Ohio. Yeah, it sucks.
Mhm.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Hi, Mick. Mickum. We
Hello.
are leaving, but thanks for
Thanks for
stopping by.
stopping in. You can catch the replay.
Yep. Head on over to Fantastic Freaks. And thank you to our awesome mods and our lurkers and replay crew. If you've got questions, put them in the comments. We'll answer them.
Yes, and thank you, Eric Wyrock, for your madman super chats. You're a madman.
Let's see. Oinky said real quick, recently invested in 3 small pink flamingo crypts. Currently, they're floating underwater on top of a lily pad directly under my hyger and seem to be doing okay so far. Should I plant them in substrate?
Yes.
Yeah, you want to do
Yeah,
that.
you're living on borrowed time. You got to get this planted.
The leaves will just melt.
Yeah, get them in the substrate.
Hurry. Okay.
Do it now.
All right.
Do it now.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.